friends, thanks for joining me. Today I'm making a layout using the stunning November kits, and as you can see here they are just jam-packed full of gorgeous hip kit exclusives. Oh, just so lush. And I am playing with the December mood board, which is kind of wintry and perfect for these kits. So my layout is about my daughter going ice skating with her boyfriend, and they snapped a fab photo, so it was just really perfect for the mood board this month. And I've selected a few of the patterned papers from the main kit, and I'm going with a torn edge design. Now I am really loving torn edges at the moment. I have used them quite a bit in different ways on different layouts of late, but I just can't seem to get enough of it. I love the texture that you get with a torn edge. So I've picked out a couple of the papers, and as you can see, the music paper is just perfect for the season, and on the back of it then you've got that stripe, so a really good way to pop off your photo from the background. So my idea will be to have those layers going across, as you can see there, and then I just want to lay some colour under the photo and where the embellishments will go. So I've used the colour kit this month, and I'm using a colour. Now what colour is that? It's pine something or other. And I've used some cellophane packaging just to lay some colour down under that photo. And it's actually a lovely green, so I do find sometimes green is hard to come by, isn't it? A nice colour. So while I let that dry, I'm just going to try and arrange how I'm going to put things together. Now I went to all that effort to put the green down and then ended up covering it up. I'd never learn. So I think my tactic should be in future is to put the colour on afterwards, because I can do the nicest bit of colouring and mixed media work underneath, and then misposition things and just cover the whole thing up as I've done today. So I just wanted another layer under that torn edge. So I am being a little cavalier here and just pinning out some more paper just to tuck underneath, and then I'll trim off the edges and it'll look like it's always been there. So I had to let that dry, and I have now stuck my papers together, and I wanted to put some stenciling down onto the white cardstock. And in the colour kit this month you've got 3 stencils, and they are all absolutely gorgeous. So I'm going with the star one, and I'm using the Nouveau paste, which is in the colour kit this month as well. And that will take some time to dry. So if you've not used Nouveau paste before, it's a really soft paste, very sparkly and pretty. And but it just does take a little time to dry because it's very soft and pliable. Really easy to use though. And it's a really fun thing to have in your kit, because you can, tap it onto the edges of leaves and add a little sparkly touch really easily. So while that's drying off, I'm going to make the cluster around the photo. So as you can see here, I'm just positioning it over the pattern paper to give me an idea of where I need to raise pieces up, because where that torn edge is a little bit higher than the background. So what I did previously then is just kind of raise up my photo onto some scrappy chipboard. And then I'm going to arrange all my tags and bits and pieces to the right hand side of my photo. So I will build all this up as a cluster, and then I'll stick it down afterwards. And it's only because I'm waiting for the texture paste to dry. So I am lucky enough to get all the kits. I'm just so lucky. And in those kits you will see the die cuts let me just check where they're from. Those, the ones with the little house and so on, is from the main kit. Let's put my glasses back on so I can see what I'm doing. So yes, they're the main kit, and I think I might have used some tags out of the same kit, or the Pocket Life kit. You know, I've been to sleep since I made the layout, so naturally I've forgotten. And I'm loving how that has turned out. I think I found in the embellishment kit this little, oh, do you know, menopause is a terrible thing. I found the mistletoe, which is perfect for my daughter and her boyfriend, who are very much in love at the moment. Bless them. Now, I don't know if you can see there, but I've got an injury on my finger. Oh, goodness me. I cut my hand when the day I'd made this layout. And it was a really nasty cut, actually. It wasn't painful, but I did manage to get blood all over the place when I cut it, not realising. And then I thought it had closed up, and then I've managed to get blood onto the background of my paper, so how embarrassing. I've wiped it off, of course, but I've also managed to create a feature on my background where you can see I've rubbed it off with a wet wipe. I've also rubbed away some of the paper and the colour. So we are going to fix that with some stars. So this is a new feature on my layout. So when things go wrong, we have to adapt, don't we? And this is my adaptation. So actually, it's a happy accident, shall we say. I'm going to use the stars from the embellishment kit. My background's now dry. And I covered up all the mixed media, so I'm going to create some leaves. And because I covered up my mixed media initially, I'm going to put some onto white card. So just a scrap of white card. And I'm using some various shades of green. And I've just used some inks, any inks you've got to hand. The shimmers that came in the colour kit. So I've got pine and something or other. And I've got some other green in my kit. So what I'm basically going to do is make a nice messy green background, as you can see, that looks pretty hideous on its own. But my intention is to cover up most of the white if I can. I started off with a light colour, added some darker colours, and then I went back to add some more light. And as you can see, I've made a lovely splodgy mess. And then I'm going to use some of the dyes. So unfortunately, I think they have sold out, but maybe Kimberly might reorder them. These dyes are absolutely fabulous. They are fantastic quality. And I've used the November Fancy Frond metal dyes to cut out some leaves, as you can see there. And by making them in bright colours, it's really made that cluster pop. So I've mixed it in with some die cuts from the cardstock kit, and I've mixed in with the flowers and leaves from the embellishment kit. I'm going to make up this cluster here then underneath my photo. And so it's a really good way to add a bit of interest to your page, and which is why I think these dies are such a fantastic investment, because of course you can use them again and again, and you can create leaves in this example in any colour or tone that you like. So really fantastic. So I'm just adding a bit more colour behind those clusters, which was what I had done in the first place but covered up. That's just typical me. And I like to put a bit of colour behind with my paintbrush because I feel like it just grounds things a little bit. So I'm covering up my mistake on the pattern paper there. See, literally blood, sweat and tears go into a layout. And I'm just using the tiny, weeny stars that are in the main kit. And I also found a branch in one of the die cuts, which is perfect to hang my mistletoe from. And I'm just going to tuck in a few last bits and pieces in that cluster. I'm always so impressed, I say this every time, with how many pieces you get in a die cut pack with Hip Kit Club. They're just so full of unique pieces. It's just such a thrill to open them every month that I get really excited. and there is also so many left over. It's unreal. So I'm just going to mount my little mistletoe, which I have threaded some twine around, which is a little bit tricky to get to stick down. But really that is more or less it, I think, bar the shouting. Just going to have to stick those stars down finally. And I think I covered up my mistake pretty well. So I hope you've enjoyed watching the process. I do hope you'll take part in the challenge this month because, as I say, it's $25 to spend in the shop, and there is always so many lovely things to choose from. So what is not to like? And it's super easy to enter. So hopefully you'll take part as well. And I'm going to leave you with the close-ups, and don't forget to join us for the challenge on the group. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope you like the video. Give me a thumbs up. I'd love to hear from you with a comment if you have a comment, or if you have a question, you could certainly leave me a question and I'll answer that. So thanks again, friends, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.